All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I'm gonna lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
White flag waves. Come on, Dino, bring it home. Dino can hear him yelling. He sees the checkered flag waving. He gets it done.
Works his way off turn number 4. Down here across the stripe. Jack Hit will get your win.
Clevenger wins at the Lanier National Speedway. Checkered flag wave. Give it to Putt Putt.
Final lap. Here we go. Drag race down the backstretch. Who's it going to be? They're so tight coming here off the lead. And it's going to be, holy crap, it's going to be Chris Thompson. Dean Reynolds down here through 3 and 4. Coming up off, looking good and clean. He will get the win here at Vernonville. Patrick Spangler working off a 4. He will get your win here tonight at Lanier. That 280 and Jeff Sharp trying to close in on the 72.
Get there, checkered flag wave. William Watson holds on.
Drivers, start those engines. Let's hear that roaring sound. Rolling off the pit road. Tires grip the ground. Flames of freedom burning in the blazing sun. On FFTV, on the pole, the race has just begun. Feel the thrill ignite. Adrenaline so high. Gears shift faster than lightning. We're ready to fly. Engines roll, heart soar, FFTV on the pole. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Burning rubber, burning hot, lose control. From the pits to checkered flags. Dodging wrecks and cautions, keep those eyes open wide. No time to lag. Yeah, we own that soul. Start your heart, start the show. FFTV on the pole. Twist and turn, feel the burn, the tension's in the air. Slick grooves and sudden moves, danger everywhere. Break rollers flash like fireflies in a summer night. Avoid those wrecks, keep it steady, hold your line tight. Pushing limits, racing fast, no room for doubt. Every second's pump and pulse. The crowds are shout, engines roar, heart soar, FFTV on the pole, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Burning rubber, burning hot, lose control. From the pits to checkered flags. Dodging wrecks and cautions, keep those eyes open wide, no time to lag. Yeah, we own that soul, start your heart, start the show, FFTV on the pole. Neon lights and roaring crowds, fire in our veins. Speed addiction, racing passion, breaking every chain. Hold tight, the finish line is burning right ahead. When the flag waves, victory lane, all fears we shed. Engines roar, heart soar, FFTV on the pole, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Burning rubber, burning hot, lose control. From the pits to checkered flags. Dodging wrecks and cautions, keep those eyes open wide, no time to lag. FFTV on the pole, on the pole. Cross that line, the crowd goes wild, the checkered flags unfurl. FFTV on the pole, start the show. We're ready to roll. FFTV on the pole. Yeah. We're ready to roll. Start the show.
hometown heroes here tonight. Practice finishing up. We're going to get here to qualifying. And as they begin qualifying, we'll go ahead and catch you up on the points here tonight. We get everything situated in here. And hopefully everybody having a great Wednesday night. Here comes your points right now. Hold on a moment. Maybe I need to change something here. I don't know. There we go. That works. And then this. There we go. All right. So your points here tonight are as follows. Scott Thomason out there calling the track. Now we'll move up into 7th with 13.476. Christensen goes into 8th with a 13.477. Your quick time out there going to Gavin Chatham with a 13.256. Spangler back, not on track at this point in time. Same with Billy Roberts in the 099. Those two drivers did not take a qualifying lap here as qualifying finishes up. And we will be getting to heat number 1 here momentarily. Here is your starting lineup. Scott Thomason out there will start on the pole. Starting to the outside pole for Great Sim Racing is going to be the number 20 of Blake Chapman. Row number 2 on that inside line. It is going to be the likes of Dean Reynolds in the number 79 for a Super Duke Car Series Full Automotive Stars. Mark Stern, who is outside. Gavin Chatham in 4th in the number 99. And he is starting 4th because he was the fastest qualifier. So therefore he can with coast-to-coast invert up front 4. And he is starting on that pole position. He starts 4th. Row number 3 inside, Pat Lloyd, number 41. Starts 5th tonight. Bright Sim Racing's 161. Terry Landers in the U number. And going to be starting there in 6th. Row number 7, Jeff Parker for KDM Racing in the number 513. Will roll off there in 7th. 8th going to Stephen Bixler. He's going to start tonight in at number 75. And Billy Roberts out there taking the grid. In the number 099. Back there at the back. Start there in 9th. Get ready here for the start of this race. going down the backstretch. We got 9 drivers here in Heat 1. Off turn number 4. Here they go. Green flag in the air. Turn number 1. Here they go. Dean Reynolds out there on the bottom. Well, he's trying to pick up the race here from that. Right, got Gavin down there to 99 on that high side. And then up here in the corner, Steve Samuels working there in the front of him. And then number 161. Reynolds still trying to work a lot of Gavin there. That's Bob Gavin is out there in front. And Gavin has not been able to race away from Reynolds yet. They still battle there for second and third. That was that Gavin was the fastest qualified. And up around there racing up there in the corner of the block. There's that Gary Nixon that final race on there with the Castaway. Closing in on him up there in fifth. Turn 3 and 4. We've got 2 laps to go here in heat number 5 down here in the inside wall. Steve Mixer and Billy Roberts get together. That's up down there on the road. And this going around there in turn number 4. Want to collect that underneath the Thomason as well. That's Gavin rolling down the back straightaway here. Stops Gavin out of turn number 4. Final result, he will get the win here for heat number 1. We'll start your night off here in Volusia for the 360 Wing Sprint Division. I'm not hearing myself talk too well, so I don't know what's going on here. All right, let's see if that helps at all. I don't know. There we go. Try out. Jeremy Christensen's going to start out there on pole for heat number 2. Let's get first with your heat 1 results. That's going to be Blake Chapman getting that win. Gavin Chatham second. Dean Reynolds there third. Pat Boyce there fourth. Jeff Barker there in fifth. Scott Thomason in the sixth. Terry Landis in seventh. Stephen Mixler there in eighth. Billy Roberts there in ninth. Here is your heat number 2. Starting out there on pole, Jeremy Christensen in that number 016. In second to his outside, Venom Racing number 88, Dan McLaren. There in third with GSG RFX. There's the 89 of Jason Hine. To his outside there in row number 2, LGR Motorsports. Randy Shreves. Big Fish Gold number 61. Starting there in fifth. Now 14. Ted York in the 09 will start there in sixth tonight. Bob McGood rolling off in seventh with Can-Am Racing. And then Patrick Spangler there in the 39 rolls off there in eighth as they bring it on out there. Great job so far. They bring it on that back straightaway. Still trying to figure out why I'm not getting the noise that I need to out of this mic. I don't know. Almost like I don't have enough volume or something. We're going to try it though here. Okay, that was correct. That was correct. I don't know. Something goofy. There we go. Now we'll see how that works here tonight. See if I turn up on and down through the front straightaway here with Dan McLaren leading the way. Randy Shreves there in second. 4 laps to go out of the 6 laps that started. Jeremy Christensen there in third. Ted York up to fourth now. How are these Spanglers still bad? Oh man, Spangler having trouble back here. In the number 39. As you saw him run that paint scheme Monday night. He's running in here again tonight. 2 laps to go, and Randy Shreves comes across the line. Jeremy Christensen there in the 16 rather. The 89, or the 09, and Ted York in the third, with Mason Hines falling back there in the fourth. Randy Shreves, he started for that the fastest here in this heat qualifying. Starting for it, he's got it up here into the lead, though, coming here out of turn 4. Coming to the flag, it's unfurled, he'll get the win here for heat number 2 at Volusia here tonight. All right, here we go. Starting here with we'll get here to your Heat 2 result. Got to be Randy Shreves getting that win. Jeremy Christensen there second. Ted York third. Mason Hines there in fourth. Alton fourth. There in fifth. Patrick Spangler sixth. Ken McLaren seventh. On the good there in eighth. We'll be back after this short word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. The main event of the 360 wing sprints here tonight coming right up.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
All right, back here from the Speedway, getting ready for your main event. Hey, come here to the line. Here is your starting grid. Starting out there on that front row in that pole position tonight. Bright Sims Racing number 20. Blake Chapman doing outside LGR Motorsports, the 56 of Randy Shreves. Starting row number 2 on that inside, the 99 of Gavin Chatham. And in fourth position outside row number 2 is the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. Row number 3, that inside Super Dirt Car Series Full Throttle Motorsports 79. Dean Reynolds there in the fifth tonight, doing goes outside. The Teddy Bear Ted York in the number 09 starts 6 here tonight. There in row number 4, that inside line. Pat Boyce in the number 41 rolls off in 7th. Mason Hine for TNT RFX in the 89 starts there in 8th. Inside row number 5, the 513 for Can-Am Racing. Jeff Barker starts 9th. Big Fish Tolls, number 61, out for the in the 10th position here tonight. Scott Thomason rolls off in 11th tonight in the 06 for STR, with Patrick Spangler rolling off there in 12th tonight. In 13th, that is going to be Stephen Bickler in the 75, starting there in 15th, and outside row number 8, Bob the Good for Can-Am Racing, driving at number 7 there in 16th. And rounding out your field, the 099 of Billy Roberts, back here in 17th. That is your starting grid here tonight as they get rolling down through the backstretch here. Pace car is going to pull off here. And we're going to get the green flag racing. There goes Fred. Got to dip down. He's going on the pit road. Here we go. Green flag is out here in Volusia. Down in the corner number 1. That dirt and dust fly as Randy Shreves gets a great rod up there on the high side. Trying to get around Blake Chapman. Blake Chapman, though, hanging tough. Down there on that bottom side, here comes Gavin Chatham. He's got that bottom side working, as you see a bunch of them do. And you got that pack just stacked up there going through turns 1 and 2. And then make it through here down the back straightaway. Looking there at the 513 of Jeff Barker. There in the middle of the racetrack is underneath him. The number 6 of Scott Thomason. There you see him coming there in front now. Up there at the front, still Blake Chapman trying to hang on to that lead. Here comes Chatham, though, on that inside, getting around Shreve. Shreve drops back to 3rd. As Chatham now fights there for 1st. Can't quite get the pass made. Shreve now back there in the 2nd. And they battle it there through 3 and 4. Billy Roberts issues back here at the back. Not sure he's on pit road. Wing missing. No caution as they go down the back straightaway. Randy Shreve there in 2nd. 21 laps to go. Chatham down there on the inside. And we got problems. We got one upside down. That's the 7 of Bob the Good. Upside down, wheel a little askew, and whoa, what a great drive there from Patrick Spangler to miss that. Yeah, he might have been caught up in it initially. Hey, you see him 3 wide there going into the corner. Oh, man. Somebody took a huge tumble. Try to see if we can get a look at who that might have been. That might have been McLaren. That was again McLaren there, taking a huge ride there through turn 3 and 4. Not the ride you want to take here at Volusia, that is for sure. As he gets, oh man, somebody was stalled out there on the backstretch. Ted York up into the outside wall there, ends up catching that opening. It's sideways. McLaren just closed in too fast. The 2 of them collide. That's going to clog up that back straightaway. There goes Landis on the bottom trying to get around it. Now Spangler gets caught up in it down here on the bottom. There, tangled up with Ted York. Oh, man. And McLaren still flying around back there through turn 3 and 4. Here we go. Now back live from Volusia. Hey, driver get bundled up back again. 2 by 2. First caution of the night here at Volusia. All right, off turn 4. Here they go. Green flags out. The dust flies once again. Blake Chapman gets a great jump there. Gets out there in front of Chatham. Chatham then gets ahead of Randy Shreves. Now Randy Shreves is going to get a great run here through 3 and 4. Chatham ends up getting a little close to that inside wall. Banging it off there a little bit. As they work down there now off turn 1 and 2. Down that back straightaway. Dean Reynolds there in fourth with Jeremy Christensen there fifth. Scott Thomas and then sixth with Patrick Spangler. He's rolling there in seventh right now. They keep rolling it there through turn 1 and 2. And I think I found out where my issue's coming from. Well, there we go. That should help out a little bit. Hopefully that'll help keep me cool enough without interfering with the mic. Randy Shreves there in second. Dean Reynolds for Chatham ended up getting into that inside wall just a little bit. That allowed Randy Shreves to keep the momentum. 16 laps to go here for the 360 wing sprint division. Now you got Patrick Spangler there now in the fifth position trying to chase down Dean Reynolds. Those are your top two in points. Now Spangler's there in fifth. Down through the back straight away goes Chatham with Shreves and Chapman out front. Here's the 99 of Chatham. The 099 Billy Roberts out here on track. A lap down. Still trying just to get some points out there for finishing the race as they roll off turn 4. 12 laps to go. Well, 13 laps to go, rather. There you see Dean Reynolds, Patrick Spangler is closing in on Dean. Yeah, he run there through turn 3 and 4. He's got a little bit better run coming there off of 4. Has a great run there. Running that top through 1 and 2. It opens up the gap a little bit over top of Dean Reynolds and Patrick Spangler. But Spangler comes down there to the bottom of 3 and 4 and closes it right back up. And Spangler's going to stay low here through 1 and 2. Doesn't quite get the drive off that he was hoping to off of the corner, but does enough to get up there. He'll get down there below Reynolds once again. Coming there off turn 3 and 4. And probably stay high there through 1 and 2 again to build that momentum back up so he can take another shot down there to the inside. And he's up there against that outside wall. Down there now to the bottom. That's exactly what I thought as he brings it there through bottom 3 and 4. Couldn't quite get there to the bottom. Going to run through middle of 1 and 2. Run the short slider up there to the top of the racetrack. Down the back straightaway. Patrick Spangler now to the bottom. Dean Reynolds up there to the top side. Patrick Spangler has the position coming there across the line. 8 laps to go. Spangler up there in the 4th. Blake Chapman still holds on to the lead with Shreves and Chatham fighting it out for second and third rather. And right there in front of them, the lap machine of Terry Landis down there on the bottom. And up there on the high side, you're watching the 20 of Blake Chapman and with Shreves and Chatham battling it out as Chapman's there out front. Great job there. Landis giving way. Jeff Parker back here at the back. Now second and third still battling out down there through turn 3 and 4. Here comes Chatham trying to get around Shreves. He does have the line. Can he keep the momentum through turn 1 and 2? He will. As they go here into 3 and 4. Chatham's got a good run down there on the bottom side. Looks like that bottom's coming in. As they work there through 1 and 2, I'm going to say Chatham probably stays down there to the bottom to try to chase down Chapman now as Chapman is up on that high side. Working there off of 4, and we've seen it there a little bit with Spangler. Spangler here in 4th was running that bottom through 3 and 4, top side through 1 and 2, and was kind of doing the same thing here that Shreves is trying, that Chatham's trying to do. Chatham's got 2 laps to go. He'll fall in line there behind Chapman. Now they roll down that back straightaway here through turn 3 and 4. He'll get a hook there on the bottom, trying to get underneath the Chapman. Can't quite get there. Now he'll fall in line. Final lap. Does Chatham have what he needs? Down here to the final corner. Chapman out there in front. Here comes Chapman there in second. Not enough. As they come there off turn number 4, Blake Chapman gets the win here for the 360 wing division here tonight. Chapman giving it all, ends up there Chatham there in second. Randy Shreves there third tonight for your 360 wing sprint division. Your feature results for the 360 wing sprint division. They're going to be as follows. Blake Chapman getting that win. Gavin Chatham there in second. Randy Shreves third. Patrick Spangler there in fourth. Dean Reynolds fifth. Jeremy Christensen there in sixth. Scott Thomas in there in seventh. Stephen Mixler eighth. Pat Boyce there in ninth. Bob the Good there in 10th. Jeff Barker in 11th. Alton Forte there in 12th. Terry Landis 13th. Ted York 14th. Billy Roberts 15th. Mason Hine there in 16th. Dan McLaren there in 17th tonight. That is your finishing order for your 360 wing sprints. And I will get with your podium coming up in just a second here. So here we go. Work in here. Where is my... There it is. Here with third place driver, Randy Shreves. Good evening there, Randy. How's it going?
Good, Adam, good. It was definitely a fun race there.
Yeah, you guys definitely battled it out hard there at the front all race long, and seems like the track was really, really racy tonight, which probably helped that matter.
Yeah, there was definitely multiple grooves there. Gavin, he got by me on the bottom, or I don't know, he figured something out down there. I was kind of running like a slider line, and then it started going away, and noticed Gavin, getting closer and closer, and, I'm just trying to figure out how to keep him behind me, but yeah, obviously I couldn't figure it out, and but I'm still happy to pull off third. And also first and foremost, I definitely want to apologize to Dan McLaren there for getting into him in the heat race. It was just a little mistake. I kind of sent it a little too hard, but just wanted to let him know I was sorry for that.
Well, hopefully he accepts the apology, and great run there tonight. Shreves getting up there in the third, and I mean it's a tight points race this season for the 360s, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. You're sitting fourth right now with 500 points. I know you missed a race, and so did Patrick Spangler, but Spangler's sitting in front with 610 points right now. So it's going to be interesting once them drop weeks come into play. As I think we got, what, 2 races left in the season, or 1 race left in the season?
I believe two after this one.
Well, this is week 10, and I know week 11 they have that, it's that special week, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I mean, you did a great job there tonight, and you got sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting third place.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank Coast to Coast for everything they do. You, Adam, for the broadcast and for all the sponsorship with Rico Wraps and Designs. I want to thank my son Dylan Shreves for painting my cars, my buddy Mike McCoy for watching, my buddy Jeff Spann and his family for watching, and everybody else that supports me.
All right, well, great job there again. Shreves, are we going to see you more tonight?
Yeah, I'll be around.
All righty. Good luck coming up.
Yeah, we'll see you, buddy.
That was Randy Shreves, your third place finisher. Now we'll get with Chatham, second place finisher. Good evening. Oh, good evening there, Gavin. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going tonight?
It's going fairly well, and how do you think you feel after that one? I mean, you had to really work for the positions you got.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a tough race up there between, me, Randy, and Blake. And, definitely made a few mistakes there running the bottom. I got in the wall a little bit. When I had a really good run, possibly could have took the lead, and I ended up making a mistake, which I think maybe cost us a little bit. But, I mean, all in all, though, it felt good. The car felt really good tonight, and it felt good to have the speed up there. Obviously, Blake and Randy are pretty fast guys. So, to be able to hang with them and be able to pass them and run with them, it always, makes you feel good. And just unfortunately came up one shot or one spot and maybe a couple laps too short of maybe getting Blake there at the end.
Well, it seems like you and Spangler both found something there on the bottom of 3 and 4 there in the later parts of the race.
Yeah, I mean, I ran it down there in the hot laps or the warm up session there, and I felt really good down there. Ran a good lap, and it's like, all right, just try to be consistent, patient with it. Didn't want to show anybody the line really. And then I thought we were really good there in 1 and 2, and then that went away pretty quick. But in 3 and 4 was really good on the bottom, and those guys kept zipping by me on the middle groove, and 1 and 2 is just too strong. So I had to settle in there. But then as the run went on, and the middle and top started slicking off in 1 and 2, the bottom started coming back again. And I'm thinking about maybe 5 more laps, and that bottom would have been probably the place to be in 1 and 2. I just couldn't muster up enough of a run to. Everything I gave up coming off of 2, I regained in 3 and 4, and just it was just tough to make it back up again. But I think about 5 more laps in the bottom 1 and 2 would have been really, really good.
Like I was saying, I know I was watching Spangler there. He finished 4th here tonight. He was running top through 1 and 2, and then he'd dive it down there to the bottom as tight as he could there through 3 and 4.
And it's probably the right line to run as well. You gain all that momentum coming off of 2 and carry it down the backstretch and to throw it into 3 and 4. No, I think I tried it up there one time at the top in 1 and 2, and it just didn't stick well for me. So I just ended up going back to the bottom.
Now, you did a great job getting second here tonight, battling hard there for them top spots for sure here tonight. Put on a great show. And as you said, just come up maybe about a half a car short there coming into 3 and 4 in that final corner. And Chapman's going to take the win here tonight. But you got any sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that car set up well here tonight?
Yeah, first off, I want to thank you for doing an awesome job with the broadcast and taking the time to do it, and also sponsor this Wednesday night league for us. I just want to thank everybody at Coast2Coast Racing, all the admin, and everybody that helps put this league on as well. Allows us to come out here and go racing. I just want to thank FTM, Full Throttle Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, Chatham Motorsports, Super Dirt Car Series, Swan Speed Shop, Vertex Graphics. Just want to thank all the sponsors, all the support we get. I just want to thank the fans for coming out and watching these races. I hope we put on a good show for you all tonight. And I want to thank my fans as well for always taking the time to watch the races.
All right, great job there, Gavin. And we'll see you. Will we see you more here tonight, or are you done?
No, I'm done with no fender cars and no midgets tonight. So we're just gonna stick with the sprint car stuff for tonight, and one of these times maybe we'll take a chance at it. But we're just gonna stick with the wing cars tonight.
All righty. Well, great job there getting that second position, and have yourself a great night and a great weekend as well.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. Always good talking to you.
All right, Gavin Chatham, your second place finisher. Now we'll get with your winner, Blake Chapman, here up front from Victory Lane. Blake, how's it feel to be up front ahead of Gavin Chatham tonight?
Feels pretty good, Adam. It's not easy, that's for sure. It's never easy when you're running with Gavin, who's one of the best, and Randy right with him too, and Patrick's in the field as well. So definitely not an easy win tonight, but starting on the pole, we want to keep it up front. We were able to do that tonight.
So you getting that lucky draw with that invert in that heat? You think it helped you out here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really try and play the invert when I'm qualifying, but I guess was slow enough tonight in qualifying that it gave me a front row. And the outside of the front row is where you wanted to be. Dean got kind of stuck in the slick stuff down low, and we were able to get around him. And then I think they were battling behind me for a while, but we were able to win that heat, and that put us on the front row, which is always nice. I think with this track, it was pretty racy in the feature. You probably could have moved around and passed some cars if you wanted to, but it's always helped starting on the front row for sure. And we were able to just kind of set the pace there and running that slider line, middle of the top pretty much all night. I know Gavin was working it down low, and usually I like to be down there if there's something down there, but I just felt comfortable enough where I was that I didn't really want to take a risk and try and dive it down low and just to get a little bit more speed. So yeah, it turned out to be the right move. We were able to keep our speed up top and come home with a win.
Yeah, you definitely got it hooked up there, and it. I mean, a couple more laps, you might have had more of a battle on your hands for sure, as Chatham really got that bottom working for him there through 3 and 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would have been totally different if, this was like a Renegades race where it's 35 laps. That track would have changed even more. So I think that top maybe would have come in a little bit more. I think the bottom was good. I don't know if it would have went away a little bit more. That's just something we would have to, play by ear, but at the time. But yeah, fortunately this thing, didn't go any further than it did, and we were able to hold on up front. And like I said, the track changed quite a bit throughout the race, but we were good enough, picking our spots up front that we didn't have to worry too much, didn't have to pass any cars. We just were able to keep it up front all night.
Alrighty, well, great job. And you got sponsors, shout outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory here over top of those couple guys behind you?
Absolutely. Got to thank the parents for watching. Got to thank all the guys down at KSR. Got to thank Preston at Fun Sprint Wraps and Andy at A&J Custom Creations. Got to thank, let's see here. I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. Got to thank them for all their support. Got to shout out them and say, head over to their website and do not forget to use code CART, that's CART at checkout, 15% off some of their very, very delicious popcorn. Got to thank Regal Wraps and Designs for sponsoring this division. Got to thank everyone involved in the league for putting it on, and you for broadcasting, Adam.
Alrighty, well, great job there tonight, Blake. And you racing more tonight?
Yeah, you'll see me in the late models, I think, next, and then the midgets too. So looking forward to hopefully a good night of racing. Hopefully can put it at the top of the podium 2 more times.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's Blake Chapman, your winner here in the 360 wing division. We go ahead and we'll take a short break. We'll be back with the limited late model here for the hometown heroes tonight. Don't go anywhere. More racing after this break.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
1, 2, 3. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. of me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
All right, here we are in Volusia once again. And we'll see, does that help out there with the mic there, Matt? Hopefully it does. As I struggle with it sometimes trying to get the balance right. Don't know why it does this to me. Hopefully, like I said, it is working the way it should be. And we'll see how it works here from going on. We get here with set. Mike still seems quiet, don't it? How about that? Does that help at all? I don't know. Why did my mic all of a sudden go quiet on me? Try that, see how that works. Might have an echo there now. I don't know. See what happens there. Is that any better? All right, let's see. Matt, let me know if you're still watching. Let me know if that mic sounds good now. Or if you're over there at Flicker Forum TV, let me know what your thoughts are on the mic. See if I got it flipped around all right. And you see there Matt Barber out of Brookville, Ontario. There you got that 76 there, Ryland Banks. There is Dino from North Syracuse. Getting a couple laps in. There's the Ryland Banks in the 76. Getting tangled there with the 16 of Matt Barber. Drew Holleran. He's out here in the 015. 17 drivers set to take the grid here. All right, here we go. Qualifying underway for your limited late models. Hey, watch the 09 there of Ted York out of Camden, New York. Take a look here at your points for the limited lates. Ryland Banks is your leader in the point with 577. Behind him is Dean Reynolds with 530. Behind him is Randy Shreves with 527. Fourth is going to be Jeffrey Barger with 476 and Billy Roberts with 463. So a tight points race here for the Coast to Coast Hometown Heroes. Limited late models here for the Hometown Heroes on this Wednesday night. Now you watch Randy Shreves there coming out of the pits. Going to try to get that thing wound up and rolling there so he can get a decent time here for qualifying. He'll come here out of the corner. Shreves currently sitting third with a 15.891. Does he improve? No, he does not. Matt Barber, he does get the pole position so far with a 15.847. You're looking here at Landis. Landis there with a 15.988. Chapman, he'll roll through turn 3 and 4. He's currently 8th fastest. We'll see what he does coming here off turn 4. See if he gets any better time there. He'll sit 8th with a 16.004. Gavin Chatham in the 99. He'll be sitting 4th there with a 15.896. 2 heats here tonight is what I'm looking at for your limited late models. Here is your starting grid. Terry Landis starting out there on pole in the 161. Trevor Guru for Full Throttle Motorsports in the 075 will start second. Inside row number 2, there in third is the LGR Motorsports 56, Randy Shreves. Tessier Mechanical starting in 4th, outside row number 2 with the number 16, Matt Barber. Row number 3, inside Vitale Motorsports, Gears Unlimited, the 213 of Michael Vitale. Starting 5th, Patrick Spangler there in 6th with the number 39. Drew Holler in there in the 015. Gonna start inside row number 4 to his outside. Stephen Bixler in the 75. Starting 8th and rounding out your field with Can-Am Racing Team number 7, Bob the Good, there in 9th. That is your starting grid here for heat number 1 of your limited late models. As they roll here off corner number 4, everybody's lined up. Everybody's anxious to get going. All right, hopefully that gets what I needed to do. I don't know. We'll see here as the race progresses. All right, let's see here. Now, as I roll out of corner number 4, There goes Fred on the pit lane, and they're down and away. Green flag is out 6 laps. The distance here for heat number 1 as they dive into corner number 1. Landis going to try to get there in the front. He will, but he's got company from the 75T of Trevor Guru as Trevor Guru goes down here on the bottom. Shreve's trying to split him 3 wide. Coming there off the corner. Going to get bottled up just a little bit there with Landis in front of him. And they work now through off of turn 4. Here comes the 16 of Matt Barber. Once again to his outside. Down here through 3 and 4. That top 5. Man, oh man, what a race they are having. Landis almost takes the beginning there of pit road. Working in now through 1 and 2. Landis on the bottom. Can't quite get the momentum off the corner that he was looking for. Has Shreves there in second. Spangler now here in the second as he runs down that front straightaway right on the bumper of Trevor Guru. Down there now through underneath. Got to see what he can do down the back straightaway here. 3 laps to go out of your limited late model heat number 1. Spangler getting right there to the quarter panel. Can't quite make anything happen as of yet. Down here through 1 and 2. Landis coming back down there on the bottom now. Off Matt Barber. Couldn't quite pull it off. Falls back in line, but look out. Here comes Spangler for the lead. He'll slide it in there. Shreve's also going to dive it in hard as they come down across the line. Guru still has the lead coming across the line, but Spangler is there. Going to check up, crossover down here through the back straightaway. Spangler now there on the bottom. Shreve's going to get into the 75T. They're going to shove him up the track. They're going to be single file coming across the line. And Patrick Spangler is going to get the win. Coming here with heat number 1 for your limited late models at Volusia. So heat number 1 results are going to look like this. Patrick Spangler getting the win. Trevor Guru there second. Randy Shreves there in third. Matt Barber there in fourth. Terry Landis fifth. Drew Holler in there in sixth. Bob DeGood there in seventh. Stephen Mixler there eighth. Michael Vitale in ninth. Here is your grid here for heat number 2. Going to be there. Blake Chapman on the pole into number 20. Great Sim Racing. That's where he started last race. Dean Reynolds there in second for the Super Dirt Car Series Full Throttle Motorsports, number 79. Starting inside row number 2 in third position, the 99 of Gavin Chatham. Ryland Banks in the 76 to his outside, starting fourth. The 513 for Can-Am Racing, the Jeff Barker. Starting fifth. Ted York there to his outside in row number 3, starting sixth. There in sixth. Seventh, going to be starting at 41, a Pat Boyce. And in there in eighth, Billy Roberts in the 099. Down here in the corner number 1, they'll go. Side by side, Dean Reynolds getting up there in front. Chapman not getting that run he was looking for. And he fights back on the bottom side. Coming off of turn 4. Sitting there in third. Now look out, here comes Chatham down there on the bottom. Can't quite get it to stick as of yet. Ted York gets past him up there on the outside. Now you watch there through turn 1 and 2. Dean Reynolds out front. Here comes Ryland Banks there in second. Blake Chapman there third. Ted York, he's in fourth right now, rolling down the back straightaway here with 4 to go at Volusia for your limited late models. Off turn number 4. Dean Reynolds gets the win, out there in the lead. He's got 3 more laps to control the win. Ryland Banks though right there on his bumper. Chapman right there as well as they work through turn 3 and 4. Chapman would like to see one more position grab to get him onto the front row to start the heat or start the feature as they roll down through the back straightaway. I guess no, it wouldn't be one more spot, it'd be 2 more spots. This is to find your outside row for your feature. Chapman there in a second. Banks up there against the outside wall. White flag coming here into 3 and 4. Finish flag is out. Dean Reynolds is going to get the win here in heat number 2. Here we go. Heat number 2 results. Dean Reynolds there in first. Blake Chapman second. Ryland Banks there in third. Ted York fourth. Billy Roberts fifth. Jet Barker sixth. Pat Boyce there in seventh. And Gavin Chatham there in eighth. We'll be back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. More racing coming up after this.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
All right, finishing up warm. All right, finishing up warm-ups here at Volusia. We got a tire there in the middle of the track for some reason. All right, drivers finishing up the warm-ups here tonight. Getting ready for the main event. Your starting grid will be as follows. Patrick Spangler getting that win. Or starting, not getting the win. Patrick Spangler starting out that. Wait a moment, that's not right. Is it? Alright, it is right. Patrick Spangler getting out there in front. In the number 39, starting there on pole. So that is correct. To his outside, Dean Reynolds there in his 79 Super Dirt Car Series Full Throttle Motorsports. Starting outside pole. Full Throttle Motorsports 075. In third starts Trevor Carew. Blake Chapman for Coast2Coast Racing, driving to number 20. Starts in fourth. Row number 3, inside. LGR Motorsports number 56. Randy Shreves will roll off in fifth tonight to his outside. Rylan Banks in their number 76. They're in row number 4, inside in seventh position. It's going to be the 16 for Tessier Mechanical, Matt Barber, who is outside in 8th. That's going to be the 09 of Ted York. They're in row number 5. Coast2Coast Racing, 161. Terry Landis rolls off in 9th. Billy Roberts in the 099 starts 10th. Row number 6. Inside in 11th is going to be the 015 of Drew Holler into his outside Can-Am Racing team. Number 513, Jeff Barker. Row number 13, Can-Am Racing team number 7, Bob DeGood. Starts 13th, Pat Boyce in the 41, starts 14th. Row number 8, inside the 75, Stephen Bexler starts 15th, Gavin Chatham in the 99, starts 16th. And rounding out your field here tonight, Michael Vitale in the 213, starts there in 17th. That is your starting grid. They're coming off of turn 4. They're down and away. 25 laps to go here for your limited late models. They take the first green flag up the series here of the main event. For the limited late model, they're looking 3 wide, putting Spangler into the middle of the sandwich. Let it run through turn 3 and 4. Trevor Guru making a lane down here on the bottom in that number 75T. As Spangler holds true there in the middle. Going to slide it up there in front of Rylan Banks. Down here through 3 and 4. Don't count Spangler out as he's got to try to get the momentum built up. Here they work off a turn 4. Dean Reynolds out front. Running that top line. Blake Chapman right there behind him. Spangler not too far behind them. Down here through off turn 3 and 4. Down here on the bottom goes Rylan Banks. And not too far behind him, there you see Randy Shreves battling with Trevor Guru. Trevor Guru falling back a little bit now. There in the number 75T as he's falling back there in the 6. Matt Barber sits there in 7th. Chapman down there on the bottom. .21 laps to go. Dean Reynolds out there in front. Blake Chapman there in 2nd. Rylan Banks 3rd. Spangler sitting 4th now as Banks got around him down there on the inside. Here comes Shreves to try to do the same here through 1 and 2. He just can't seem to get that momentum built up there in the number 39. As of yet, can't seem to find that line he needs. That inside line seems to be just a little bit better for these late models at this point in time. As that middle lane prevails once again there for Randy Shreves. Now Spangler's going to cut down there, coming out of turn number 2. Get back underneath him here through 3 and 4. Going to slide it up, way up, and into the outside wall. Got to try to gather it up. Will not do so. He is up there slow on the outside wall. Got to let the field pass. He is missing a tire off the front right of that machine. That's going to hurt Spangler there. Had a good run going. Unfortunately, could not make it happen there tonight. Here comes your leader off of turn 4. He's slowed down there on the bottom. Going to be entering pit lane as these leaders come around there out of turn 4. Dean Reynolds up there in front. Chapman there 2nd. Banks there 3rd. Shreves in 4th. Matt Barber there in 5th. Trevor Guru sitting 6th right now for Team FTM in 6th, and he works there on the bottom. FTM 1 and 2 there at Reynolds and Chapman. Banks there on the bottom. I don't know if Banks is FTM or not. I'm unsure of that. And they work there off the corner at number 2, down there through 3 and 4. Everybody side by side working down there. You see the 76 there at Banks trying to work it on. Here comes Randy Shreves there in 4th. He's going to look back here to the middle of the racetrack. Coming through 3 and 4. Going to keep that pedal down. And off he goes here in the corner number 1. Runs a little higher there through 1 and 2. Spangler has called it. He is out of this one tonight, along with Mr. Bob DeGood. Now they work there off turn 4 down the front straightaway. Dino out there in front. Chapman there in 2nd. And just a little refresher on the points. Ryland Banks leads the points. Currently sits fourth here in the grid right now. Dean Reynolds in second in points. He's leading the race right now. Randy Shreves, he's third in the grid. He's third in points. Jeffrey Barker, he's sitting back there in about 10th tonight. He is fourth in points. And Billy Roberts trying to figure out what he can do here through the middle off turn number 2. He's sitting there in 6th. As Chapman and Reynolds battle it out coming out of turn 4. Chapman may have a little bit better run there on the outside. I don't know, though, as Dino's down there on the bottom. Is that high side coming in? Sure looks like it is, as Dino falls back into second, but battles back out there again through 3 and 4. Here comes Banks on that bottom. Underneath the Shreves. Shreves up there to the top side. Here comes Roberts now underneath a Barber. Or I'm sorry, not Barber. That's Trevor Garou he's battling with the 75T. Barber there in the 16. He's going to look underneath of the 76 of Ryland Banks. He's all over that bumper. Working through 1 and 2. And down that back straightaway, the 16 there, Matt Barber. Dean Reynolds there in the second. Hopefully my mic sounds good. Let me know, everybody that's watching here watching this episode of On the Pole, whether you're at Flicker Farm TV or over here at Coast2Coast Racing Network, watching at Coast2Coast Racing League. And they battle it off down through the front stretch. Dino there in second. Looking to the inside once again. Can't quite get that nose to stick, though. And he slides there now through off turn number 2. Down there on the inside. Slides it up 5 laps to go here in heat number 2. Or I'm sorry, not heat number 2. In the main event of your limited late models here tonight. Regal Wraps and Designs bringing you all the action tonight. Looking for sponsors, though, here for Coast2Coast Racing League. If you would like to maybe sponsor, get in contact with Coast2Coast Racing League. The easiest way to do that is c2crl.com. Again, that is c2crl.com. Find out all the information there to either sponsor or join the racing action that you're seeing here on track tonight. Randy Shreves sits there in third right now. Dino sits there in second. 2 laps to go for Blake Chapman as he's out there in front. Trying to make it 2 for 2 so far tonight. But Dino's down there on the bottom. He doesn't want to try to maybe have that happen. So Dino's going to fight hard this final lap. He's down there on the bottom. Can't quite get there. Looks like Blake Chapman has it in the bag here. Down through turn 3 and 4 is going to protect that bottom. Here off of turn 4, Blake Chapman gets the win here at Volusia for your limited late models. Brought to you by Regal Wraps and Designs here this Wednesday evening for your Wednesday night hometown heroes from Coast2Coast Racing League. We'll get your finish results right here. Blake Chapman getting that win. Dean Reynolds second. Randy Shreves there third. Ryland Banks fourth. Matt Barber fifth. Billy Roberts there in sixth. Trevor Garou there in seventh. Terry Landis at 8th. Ted York there 9th. Jeff Parker 10th. Stephen Bixler there in 11th. Gavin Chatham there in 12th. Pat Boyce there 13th. Michael Vitale 14th. Drew Holler in there 15th. Patrick Spangler there 16th. Bobby Good there in 17th. All right, here we go. Starting with let's see here. We got trying to see here. We got think here. What are we doing? All right, getting with the leaders. Your podium here coming right in. So Randy Shreves, he gets third for another time here tonight, I believe. Good evening there, Randy. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. Another podium, can't be mad about that one.
Well, I think that's what, 2 third-place finishes on the night?
Yeah, not quite where I wanted to be, but, it was a hell of a race up there and definitely a lot of fun.
Well, you definitely gave it your all out there, and I mean it's just tough competition here at Coast to Coast, and you just never know where you're going to finish. I mean, anytime you can finish on a podium's a good night.
Yeah, that's no lie, and like you said, everybody in here, man, they all have talent and can drive these things, and yeah, it's definitely fun to run with these guys.
Well, great job, and man, this track hasn't disappointed tonight. I will say that Volusia definitely brought out great racing tonight. The track crew has definitely done a great job keeping it racy.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite tracks. I am a little disappointed I only got third tonight. Normally I do a little better than that here, but it's racing and things happen, and still happy to just be up here on the podium, man.
Well, like I said, you did a great job bringing that Hot Wheels machine there in the third place. And those guys in front of you, I mean, they're tough to beat. I mean, you're sitting, I believe, third in points. You finished third here tonight, but I mean, the points are tight.
Yeah, they definitely are. I think it's me, Dean, and Rylan. They're all, awesome drivers and great competition. It's always fun to race with them, and, hope to keep doing it.
Well, you got any sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that third place finish tonight?
As always, Coast to Coast, you, Adam, for everything you do, your sponsorship, your broadcasts, everything. My son Dylan Shreves for painting my cars, my buddy Mike McCoy, my buddy Jeff Span and his family for watching, and everybody that supports me.
Alrighty, well, great job. And are we going to see you out there in the Hot Wheels midget?
Yeah, I'll be out there. I'm going to go play around in the midget. They're fun.
Alrighty, well, you get over to Cedar Lake, and we'll see how you do over there. Good luck.
Yep, thanks, buddy.
That's Randy Shreves, your third place finisher. Now we'll go and get with second place, Dean Reynolds. Good evening there, Dean. How's it going?
What's going on, sir? How you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. You getting excited for next week?
Yes, we are. I always like, the Super Dirt Modified Week. It mirrors the big week that I'm a big part of in real life at Oswego, the Super Dirt Week. And, we're up to 34 cars entered. I think we'll be close to the 50, and that's always a fun event. So, looking forward to that. And then, hopefully we'll have a good week and have a lot of fun, and we'll raise a lot of money for charity.
That's for sure, and it's a great charity, too, that I understand as well.
Yeah, they're right here. They're actually literally 20 minutes from where I live, and, I like to present the check myself. Maybe we'll get Jeff Parker and a few other guys that live here in Central New York. We'll all go on out together and, visit the place and hand them a check, so it'll be a lot of fun.
All right, that'd be cool if you got a picture of you handing the check over.
Absolutely. No, that's the goal.
All righty, well. Here tonight, I mean, Volusia did not disappoint with how racy it was. Unfortunately, couldn't hold Blake off, though.
No, and this is, I still don't have a late model win. And the last time I was leading until late was at Cedar Lake, and Blake Chapman got me there too. So you got to hand it to Blake. He came back from college, and he hasn't run these cars in a couple months. And then he gets in and wins the sprints, and he gets in and wins the late models. And, he's just naturally gifted. He's so smooth. He's just such a good guy to race with. And, if you finish second to him, you're okay with it. And do I want to beat him? Absolutely. But, it just wasn't in the cards. And, he found a lane in 1 and 2 that I just didn't know was there. And once he got by me, the slider in 1 and 2 is the lane to work. So then, I followed him in that lane, and, he didn't get away from me or anything, but trying to get around him was going to be, I didn't know what to do to get around him. So, it's okay to hang on a second. I tried to sail it down low in 1 and 2, but it didn't stick, and, we got to earn it to Blake. He passed me fair, clean, just like Blake always does, and, congrats to him, and congrats to Randy, on his third place in a row. So, it's been a fun night.
Well, I know, let's see, make sure I got the right information. You're sitting second in points right now behind Ryland Banks. Banks finished fourth tonight. What's your thoughts as the season's getting closer? I think we only got 2 more races in the season.
Yeah, it all depends, what happens with the drops, because I missed last week. So I was leading going into last week, and then, I missed last week because I had to do the real job thing. So, I mean, it's all going to depend how the drops figure in, and then, how you get your bonus points. He got a couple bonus points for timing second fastest. I missed the top 5, but I got to go back and see if I had a 0X in that feature. So, I'll get bonus points there. I'll look back and see if he had a 0X, and, that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to where, you try to get your bonus points, try to run a clean race, and then finish ahead of each other.
Yeah, I know the points are extremely close, and I mean they're close in the 360s as well. So it's going to be interesting as the night, as the season finishes out here.
Yeah, I was leading the 360s going into last week too. So, it's going to be tough for the 360s. I think Patrick's up there in the points now, but when you got Patrick, you got Randy, and so many good guys running. It's going to be tough to win any of these championships. But we won both of them last year, and last season. We're going to give it a shot this season.
Well, I think Patrick kind of might want one, so we'll see.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lay down. This old guy's he's got a little bite in his bark, so we're going to see what we can do.
And like you said, it all comes down to them drop weeks, and it's going to be hard to say exactly how it plays out.
Yeah, it's a little disadvantage when you miss weeks because that's your drop week, and you like to have opportunities to earn as many points as you can. But that's what it is. The winter season is a season that I can run most of the deals. I was very happy. I got 3 championships last season, so I was very happy with that. And if I can sneak one here, I'll be happy. If not, hey, we gave it a shot. We got a few wins this season, which is always nice. And when you do it in coast to coast with the quality of guys that are in this league. Anytime you get a little success or a podium, you did good.
You've had 5 top 5s here this season out of the 8 races you've got counted, and you've been in the top 10 every time you've raced. So you're just missing that number in the win column.
Yeah, the consistency is there, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm fast, but I'm not fast enough. I always seem to be a tenth or a half a tenth off the top guys. I always seem to be like the 5th fastest car, each night in the limited late models. And, I'm trying to keep the wheels straight and everything else and not scrub off speed, but I'm just not doing it right. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a pedal setting, if it's a wheel setting. I don't have enough time to tinker around with it anyway, so I just got to try to find it in my driving and then hopefully get a track that I like Volusia here. I mean, I got lucky to win that heat, and, I thought I was going to feel comfortable up front. I know I was holding Blake up there, when he was behind me. I heard him. I didn't dare look to see where he was because, these limited late models, you got to concentrate on hitting your marks and keeping the car straight. And then when he got around me, I'm like, well, now I'm going to follow him to see why he got faster. And, and I found that lane. But, yeah, it's just something's not quite there. But, one of these days, hopefully we'll stumble onto it.
And like you said, it all depends on the track, too. I mean, each and every time you visit the track, depending on how the track crew works that track and then how your drivers wear it in, every time you get onto the dirt track, it's different.
Yeah, no, and that's the beauty of dirt racing. You don't know how the track's going to wear. It's different with how many cars you get and, humidity and time of day and how many practice laps you get. And, you think you might go in and know what the track's going to do, and then it throws a curveball at you. And then what you did was a success for you the race before might not work for you in this one. So, I know they haven't done a lot of updates on the sim. They haven't given us a new track in a year, but, I don't whine, bitch, and complain about that like some other people do. I still go out there and see what track we got to go race and try to do the best I can. Yeah, I got tracks that I like better than others, but you're not going to get
Doesn't
better at the tracks
everybody?
you don't like and you're not going to get better at those tracks you don't like by not showing up or not trying as hard as you can.
I mean, so many times I've broadcasted a race for a league, whether it be asphalt or dirt, and we get done, and the winner goes, "I hate this track," but it's one of their better tracks. It's just
it's just you might hate it, but it might suit your style, And I mean, there's tracks where I don't feel like Kokomo. I do not feel comfortable at Kokomo. But for some reason lately, I've been getting a lot of podiums at Kokomo. There's something there that suits my style, even though I don't feel comfortable. And, that's one of those tracks. And, of course, I'm a little oddball. I like tracks that a lot of people don't. I like Williams Grove and USA and Port Royal, and a lot of people don't like those tracks. But,
I love USA.
I like the big tracks. I want to go fast. I like the big tracks. If you're sitting on a game or a sim, whatever you want to call it, it's racing, and I want to go as fast as you can. So, but that hinders me when I get to these smaller tracks. I get a little heavy foot and start spinning my wheels and, getting too far sideways. So I got to find a happy medium there.
Yeah, for sure, most definitely. And a great job again. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting second place here in the limited lates tonight.
Oh, yeah, always got to thank Full Throttle Motorsports gang, keeping this old guy fast. And, got to thank them. Got to thank you, Adam, and Regal's Wraps and Designs for, doing the sponsorship so you can broadcast. And, I hope you pay yourself well. And, but we got to thank you. You're always a big supporter, and thank you for that. And then I got to thank Coast to Coast for giving us a place to race. It's a fun league. I'm glad to help out a little bit with the promotions on that. And, and then hopefully all the competitors and everybody join in for a Super Dirt Modified Week next week, and we'll raise a lot of money.
Alrighty, for that, did you happen to check your DMs from Wriggle Wraps? I know they had a thought possibly for.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that, Adam.
Alrighty, sounds good there, Dean. And we'll see how you do in the midgets if you come out.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, Adam. I appreciate it.
All right, that was second place finisher. Now we'll get with Blake Chapman, win number 2 on the night. Good evening there, Blake. How's it going?
Not too bad. Yeah, like you said, win number 2. Hopefully we can make it number 3, the midgets. But yeah, it was a really good race. I enjoyed it. Again, starting up front really helped. But just glad that we could get win number 2 here on the night.
Yeah, I know you said it there with the 360 starting up front really helped you out. It looked like it did the same here in the limited late models. And I know how tough that competition is in those midgets. I don't know if you're going to get the 3-peat tonight.
I don't know. Yeah, they got a couple of guys that run the midgets that are really good at running those midgets, and that's kind of their specialty. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult, but these limited late models are not my specialty either, and you're able to come in here and win. So who knows, anything could happen. Hopefully we can at least put it on the podium for the midgets who like to run well, but it'd be really cool to get the win and get the hat trick here tonight.
Well, we'll see if you do. And, that track, again, turned out pretty racy. It seems like you found that line you needed early to get around Dean Reynolds for the lead and didn't really look back once you got around him.
Yeah, this wasn't as racy as the sprint car race, just because it wasn't as wide. With these limited late models, you really got to keep your momentum up. It's almost like driving a 305 sprint car almost. So
yeah,
just finding that line, and it's almost kind of like an asphalt race. Really, you got to hold that line, and with the track of how it was tonight, seemed like, especially in 1 and 2, there's one line that's fast, and if you're not there, you're going to get passed. So. Fortunately, we were able to get Dean. He screwed up, I think, just a little bit in 3 and 4, and that got me right on his bumper heading into 1. We were able to get on his outside, and once I got to his outside, I know if I could get through 3 and 4 and stay on his outside, that coming out of 2, the next time I'd have him cleared for the lead, and I believe that was the case. So, yeah, that slider line was just where you had to be in 1 and 2. Couldn't really go low, couldn't go high. 3 and 4, you can mix it up a little bit for the middle, and the bottom was probably the fastest lane to run. But overall, it wasn't a super racy track by any means, but it was just good enough that we could get by Dean and get the win.
Well, you did a great job bringing that number 20 RT out there to the lead once again, and hanging on for that win. So you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory there tonight in the limited late models?
Yeah, I got to thank the family for watching. Got to thank all the guys at KSR, especially Terry for running with me tonight. I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Spit Wraps and Andy at AJ Custom Creations. Got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They got some of the best popcorn out there. I've had it myself, and it's incredibly delicious. You can try some out for yourself if you head over to their website and do not forget to use code CART, that's C-A-R-T at checkout for 15% off of your purchase. And I got to thank everyone involved for running this league. Got to thank Regal Wraps and Designs for sponsoring this division, and I got to thank you for broadcasting, Adam.
Alrighty, great job there tonight, and we'll see how you do there in the midgets as you head to Cedar Lake. So good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Alan Blake Chapman, your winner here in the limited late models. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. We'll be back after these messages with the midgets here tonight, so don't go anywhere.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
One, two, three. Love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
All right, we're here at Cedar Lake, and we got some different cameras here tonight for your midgets You're watching there the 20 of Blake Chapman down there on the bottom, that NOS machine. Trying to see if he can find the speed here. Steve Mara there in the 888. Brandon Templeton out there. He's got the fast time right now with a 13.465. Yeah, look at your midget points. Here as they get ready for qualifying. Jack Hitt. He's sitting third right now, third fast with a 13.993. He's leading the points with a 6.82. Jeff Barker with a 6.21 in second. Brandon Templeton with a 5.45 there in third. 5.01 for Randy Shreves there in fourth. Bob the Good there in fifth with a 4.33. Steve Mara there with a 3.12 in sixth. Dean Reynolds there in seventh with a 2.53. Gary Landis in eighth with a 2.18. So, I mean, wide range there of points there through your top eight. But the ones to keep an eye on are definitely Jack Hitt, Jeff Barker, and Brandon Templeton. Those are your top three in the points. Now we see Templeton out there making some great laps down there on the bottom of the speedway. And we got him out of Corning, Iowa. At a 14.104, Ted York, he come out here, lays down second fastest there with SSR Glenn's. There, he gets the York ends up in fourth with a 14.241. Chapman with a 14.179. And a 14.108 there for 14.108 there for Jeff Barker. And if I'm looking at the points, I'm not really seeing there's Blake down there in about 18th in points, and they only got one race counted. Finished in the top 10. So, I mean, not too bad for his debut there. Man, he's sitting third right now here at Cedar Lake. Qualifying about to wrap up. We're about to get to the heat race. 10 drivers will come to take the grid. Here we go. Your grid looks like this. Ted York starting out there on the pole with Blake Chapman for Crate Sim Racing there in the number 20 outside pole, and that's kind of where he likes to be. He likes to be up front so that he can go and get a decent start. Jeff Barker there on the inside, the 513 at Can-Am Racing. Starts third with Brandon Templeton out of Hammer Down Racing's garage, 31. Starts fourth. LGR Motorsports, car number 56, Randy Shreve, starts in fifth tonight with Steve Marr outside row number 3, the 888. Row number 4, inside the 217 of Jack Hitt, will start in 7th. Can-Am Racing Team number 7, Bob the Good, will start in 8th. Pat Boyce in the number 41 will start in 9th with Steven Bixler. There in the 75, starts in 10th tonight. Those are your 10 drivers. And we get set to rock and roll here from Cedar Lake. For your Regal Midgets, Ted York on that pole. Coming down there now out of turn number 4. Pace car shoots up and off. Here we go. Green flag in the air. Here we go. And waves it down and away. Ted York diving it through 1 and 2 down there on the bottom. Getting a great run so far. Out there in front, they tighten up. Coming there off a turn 2. Down there on the bottom side, Templeton trying to weave his way through there. Just trying to gain something. Shreves down there on the bottom. Up there at that high side, that's Blake Chapman trying to find something up high here as he works down around the outside of York. As Barker's out there in a front. Barker, as we said, a fast one here in the midgets. But Blake Chapman, he's coming out and he's putting down some decent lap times up there at the high side. He'll come up there across in second. 3 laps to go here for your midgets. Heat race down here through 3 and 4. Chapman up there on the top side might have a shot at the lead, maybe. Here they work through 1 and 2. Up there in that outer flap, down there off 3 and we're heading into 3 and 4. Barker still holds on to the lead. Down there on the bottom, Chapman here, 1 lap to go. Chapman hangs on to second as he works that high side. Barker works that inside. Down there through 3 and 4. Chapman not getting anywhere up there on that high side as of yet. As checker flag waves, Chip Barker gets the win. Chapman will start second. Templeton there in the third. Ted York in the fourth. Jack Hitt back there in the fifth. Randy Shreve sixth. We'll get the rest of your finishing order here in just a moment. Here is your finishing order. Jeff Barker there in first. Blake Chapman second. Brandon Templeton third. Ted York fourth. Jack Hitt fifth. Randy Shreves there in sixth. Steve Marr seventh. Bob DeGood there in eighth. Pat Boyce there in ninth. And Steven Mixler finishes tonight in 10th. All right, here we go. We'll be back after these messages. Don't go anywhere. The main event of the midgets coming up right after these words from our sponsors.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
All right, here we go. Get ready for the main event of the Regal Rafts Midgets here tonight. Still keeping Shaggy TV in our thoughts and prayers tonight. Hoping for speedy recovery. I know he really enjoys Super Dirt Week, which is next week. Jeff Barker starting out there on pole tonight for Can-Am Racing Team, the 513. Starts on pole. To his outside, Blake Chapman in the number 20. Krite Sim Racing starting second. Row number 2, inside, Hammer Down Racing. The 31 of Brandon Templeton starts third. Ted York, the 09, starts in fourth, outside row number 2. Inside row number 3, Jack Hitt starts fifth, driving at number 217. To his outside, the LGR Motorsports number 56 of Randy Shreves starts sixth. Row number 4, inside, in seventh, that's going to be the 888 of Stephen Moore. And to his outside, Mr. Bob DeGood for K&M Racing Team, driving the car number 7, will be starting 8th tonight. Row number 5, Pat Boyce in the 41. Rolls off in 9th tonight with Steven Bixler there in the 75, starting there in 10th. So that is your starting order here tonight as they get ready to rock and roll from Cedar Lake. We'll see how this plays out for them as they get ready to rock and roll. Jeff Barger is the control car there on the bottom side. Out of turn 4, pace car not quite ready to go. I'm sorry, that's turn 2. Coming down here into 3 and 4 for the final time here before we take that green flag. Here we go. Pace car moves up, moves off. Here we are. Down and away. Out of corner number 4. Barney lets them free as they head into 1 and 2. Dust flies, the dirt slings, and here they come off of 2. Jeff Barger out there in the lead. Chapman, though, making that outside, trying to get it to come in better. And there you see Ted York also running an outside lane. Up above Jack Hitt. Jack Hitt, your points leader here in the midgets, coming into tonight. And there we see Blake Chapman. He got out there, did a real great job. Randy Shreves ends up getting entangled with Stephen Mars. They're back here at the back. 23 laps to go with Chapman coming off the corner. Ted York, Brandon Templeton down there on the bottom side with Jeff Barker and Jack Hitt. There's the 217. Now he'll go up there to the high side. We know Jack Hitt, he's not afraid to run where he needs to try to find that momentum. He's going to try that slider through 3 and 4, trying to diamond that corner actually. Not much there as they head there through 3 and 4, or I'm sorry, 1 and 2 here. Chapman coming there off the corner. There's Templeton there second. Ted York, he's in the third here tonight. Up there against that outside wall. Templeton way up there into the fluff as he works down through the front straightaway. Down here on the bottom side. Where are they in there? That's Jeff Barker up there against the top. Now he'll go down there to the bottom. Down here through 1 and 2, and I'm trying to see who they're at. Steve Marr down there on the bottom. Going to try to stay out of the way of the leaders as they come storming here through 3 and 4. Coming back around here onto the front straightaway. Chapman has the lead over top of Templeton and York. Jack Hitt sitting there in third. Jack Hitt back here fourth. Jeff Barker in fifth. 18 laps to go here for your midgets tonight as they roll it. Keep rolling here. Off of turn 4 they come once again. Chapman still leads the way. Templeton trying to gain something here. Up there on that high side. Down there on the bottom. Going to slide it there. Going to do the slide jump through turn 1 and 2. Steve Marr crashes. And that'll bring out the caution flag. And that is not what Blake Chapman wanted to see. Well, here's what happened to Steve Marr coming there through the corner. Going to try to get it down there on the bottom. And he's just going to bring it there to a stop. That's what brought out the caution. He just brought it to a stop and called it done. And Moore is out. That's going to get the field reset. Chapman wants that high side. Feels comfortable up there at the top. Going to put Templeton down there on the bottom. Ted York right behind him. Jack Hitt's going to line up there behind Chapman. This is going to get interesting here as they come through 1 and 2 right now. Lights are off on that pace machine. And there we go. Side by side, everybody's lined up. Less than 16 to go, I think. If I remember the count correctly, we'll see after they get into turn number 1. They come here off the corner. Chapman's down and away.
Here comes Jack Hitt to the outside of Templeton. Templeton's going to try to slide it through 1 and 2. Can't quite get the grip he's looking for. Ted York into the outside wall a little bit as Templeton getting that slider through the corners. Trying to gain something there on Chapman. Can't quite get there as he gets up there to the outside wall. Jack Hitt right there behind Templeton. Now he'll go down there. He's going to slide it on up through. Following Templeton on through there. Ted York, he fell back into fourth again with 14 laps to go. Now they work here out of 2. Chapman down the back straightaway. He knows he's got competition here with the Coast to Coast Regal Midgets here tonight. As Templeton is not one to lay down easy. Now here comes Jack Hitt. He's another one that don't count him out yet. As we got 13 laps to go. Jack Hitt down there on the bottom. Templeton, he's had a couple races where he's looked. Oh, and he gets into the outside wall. Once, twice. That's going to get him a little gooped up low up there once again. Way up there on that outside. That's the trouble up there. As you touch that wall, it can get you a little bit off kilter. And Jack Hitt knows that, so he's going to try to capitalize on that possibly a little bit. As Templeton can't really get much higher without tearing the wall down. And there you see him there through 3 and 4. Chapman out there in front. Just has to make sure he keeps running that line clean. With Templeton bouncing it off the wall. Templeton going to make sure he keeps it in a steady pace, but doesn't want to really hammer that outside wall. I mean, he's got it hooked up. If he could just keep it steady up there. Ted York, he's doing a great job there sliding it through the corners as well. Now Jack Hitt, he's going to slide it up there to the top side. As they see, that's where it's going to be. Jeff Barger, Steve Bixler, Pat Boyce back here, your top 7. Bob Good, they're in 8. Now they come storming there off corner number 4. Chapman now coming up to the lap machine of Randy Shreves. Randy Shreves and Bob DeGood ended up getting together. That's what put Randy Shreves back here into this predicament. Chapman just going to make sure he doesn't fall in the Shreves trap up there against that outside wall too far. Now they work there now off corner number 2. Chapman just smooth and steady out here. Reeves in that outside wall. That's going to have to check Chapman up. And Chapman don't want to check up. He wants to get around Shreves as best he can. As Templeton's closing in on him. He's got to make quick work of Shreves up there at the top if he doesn't want to get lapped or get taken over by Templeton, as Templeton's got a great run going. And here goes Templeton down here to the bottom, sliding it through, can't quite get there. Shreves got a bottleneck going on there with Chapman out there in front, leading the race, but he can't get around Shreves. Shreves kind of holding them up here. Now he's got around him. Now Templeton has to try to get back up there as Chapman now gets back into his comfortable line up there at the top. Templeton's right there. Second caution, Stephen Bixler. Not sure on how many laps are left. Too much action going on down here on the track for me, and I forgot how many laps are left. But Stephen Bixler having issues here tonight. They're in the number 75, working through turn 1 and 2. Here coming off. Gets up into that outside wall and just pivots it around. And that's going to bring out the caution right there. Now he's stuck up there against the top. Single file, I'm almost positive because we're under 10 to go. We got 3 to go. 2 or 3 to go here at Cedar Lake. So most definitely starting there on single file. Chapman wanting to go and protect. They're going into corner number 1 for sure, as Templeton is there. And we'll see how this plays out as they come here off turn number 4.
And Chapman's down and away. Someone is going to bring it up there with him. Here comes Jack Hitt down there to the inside, getting a hold of that infield tire a little bit as they come there off of 2 laps to go. Here they rocket out of 3 and 4. Chapman up there against the high side. White flag in the air for Blake Chapman. Is he going to make it 3 for 3 tonight? Off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Chapman up there in front ahead of Templeton. Ted York now moves into third. Coming off of turn 4. Templeton trying to get a grip there. Off of 4 it is Blake Chapman for the win. 3 for 3 here this Wednesday night for the Hometown Heroes Series. Wow, man, what a race there for Blake Chapman. These guys behind him are quick. You got Brandon Templeton, Ted York, Jack Hitt back there in fourth. These are some heavy hitters here in the Midget Series. And Chapman, he come out there and laid it down tonight. And he only has run, now I remind you, he's only ran one race this season with a top 10. This is his second race this season. We're on week 10. Second race this season, and he comes out and gets the win. Man, oh man, what a night there for Blake Chapman. So now, to get your finishing order up here. And we got Blake Chapman there in first, Brandon Templeton there second, Ted York there third, Jack Hitt fourth, Jeff Barker there fifth, Pat Boyce there sixth, Stephen Bixler there seventh, Bob the Good there in eighth, Randy Shreves there in ninth, Steve Marr there in 10th tonight. All right, now we'll get with the leaders here, your podium position. Starting with Ted York here in a third. Good evening there, Ted. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. What a race tonight. You really had to put that hammer down to get around Jack Hitt tonight. Kind of take us through how this track might have played into the favor tonight.
I don't know. It felt like seemed like it was pretty top dominant. I was following Blake for a bit, and I saw he was running a slider in one of the corners. So I started running that, and towards the end, I found that kind of a slider line on both ends I was gaining back on Jack, and yeah, I didn't really care to see that yellow come out right at the end, and it did. And I didn't think I was going to get Jack at the end, but I ended up finding something up there and getting around him.
No, you did a great job getting up there and, bringing that SSR machine out there to a podium tonight. How do you think you felt there in the midget tonight? You seemed pretty comfortable for the most part.
I have a blast in the midgets for the most part. I just don't run them a lot. Probably one of my favorite cars.
Well, you did a great job, and, man, you had sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting third place podium tonight?
I'd like to thank Regal Wraps and Designs for the sponsorship for tonight, and you for broadcasting it, and that's about it.
All right, great job there, Ted, and we'll see how it goes there as the season goes on. You're right. You don't run them. I don't know where. Let's see here. Yeah, you've only run 3 races this season here with the midgets, so this is race number 4.
Yeah, it's summertime. You never know what I'm going to be doing from one night to the next, so try to hit and miss. I don't know, pick and choose what I want to run.
Alrighty, well, it looked good out there. You did a great job bringing it home there for a podium finish tonight, getting around Jack Hitt, which is no easy feat at all. So, We'll
Yeah,
see
thank
how
you.
your
Yeah,
season
Jack's
plays
pretty
out.
tough to pass. Jack's pretty tough to pass in these midgets, so thank you.
Alrighty. You have yourself a great night there, Ted.
You too.
All right, now I don't see Chapman, so we'll get with our winner here in Victory Lane, Blake Chapman. Good evening there, Blake. How's it going?
Feeling pretty good, Adam. Not too often you can go 3 for 3 in one night.
No, not often, and usually not against the heavy hitters that you have here in the midgets tonight.
No, absolutely not. I mean, usually Brandon's showing the way, or Jack's showing the way, and I mean those two guys are always at the top of the charts here in the midgets. Lucky Terry wasn't here tonight. He's always fast in these things too. And even Jeff was really quick tonight. But yeah, I mean something about this track, I guess. I mean, I was just fast up top. Right away qualifying felt pretty good. Heat race felt good up top. We started outside in the feature and got to the lead pretty much right away. Never looked back. So we had this top side rolling, and fortunately we were able to make it stick all night long.
Well, and I'm sure you're glad that you were able to get it to stick there, especially on them restarts.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had 2 restarts there. So I took the top on the first restart, which I think was a good decision. I mean, I didn't want to have to worry about going from the bottom to the top, just right up the top, and it kept Brandon off me right away. So that always helps. And fortunately got a restart there late. The lap car had us all bottled up there. So yeah, fortunately we were able to get a caution, and then got a good restart, and just had to not screw up, had to hit my marks running the top, which isn't always easy to do at this track or in these cars. So just not easy to come up with a win tonight, but we were able to do it.
All right, anyway, you did a great job there tonight, bringing it home 3 for 3 tonight. 2 at Volusia, 1 here at Cedar Lake, and man, as we said with these heavy hitters, Brandon Templeton, Ted York, Jack Hitt, I mean, they're all extremely good here in the midgets. And usually Randy Shreves isn't too bad either. He seemed to have an off night tonight.
Yeah, I think something happened. He was calling for a caution, which is why we caught up to him. He was at the back of the field. So, I'm not sure what happened to him. But, usually you're right. He's usually right up there. And pretty much everything we run, he's usually pretty consistent. I think he had podium runs in the late models and sprint cars tonight. So, it's kind of rare to see. I mean, you get your guys, sprint cars, Gavin and Patrick were there tonight. They're always tough to beat. And limited late models, you have your Fender guys that are always tough to beat. And then these midgets, like you said, Brandon and York and Jack Hitt, all these guys are usually tough to beat. So, Randy's right up there with them. And, I don't know. I'm not sure what happened to him tonight, but, it worked out in our favor. We were able to just, get out to a lead and stay there.
All right, well, great job there, Blake. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that win tonight?
Yeah, I just, same people as always. Got to thank the family for watching. Got to thank all the guys at KSR. Got to thank Preston Epsilon Sprint Wraps and 88 AJ Custom Creations. Got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. You can head over to their website. Don't forget to use code CART at checkout for 15% off of your purchase of their very delicious popcorn. Got to thank Regal Wraps and Designs for sponsoring all of Wednesday night here. And just got to thank everyone involved in putting this league on and making it so much fun to run in. And got to thank you for the broadcast, Adam.
All righty, well, great job there, Blake. And we'll see how it goes here the rest of the season. I don't know if you're going to come out to run more now that you. Yeah, I mean, this is only your second race here in these midgets that have counted this season. So, you think you'll be back for more?
Yeah, we should be running most of the summer before we go back to school in the fall. So maybe have a points run there. But as far as this season goes, there's no shot. We're gonna get anywhere up top in this point standing. So yeah, it should be fun to watch it shake out though.
All righty, well, great job there, Blake, and you have yourself a great night.
Thanks, Adam. You too.
All right, now we'll get with Brandon Templeton as we finally were able to track him down. Good evening there, Brandon. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. How about you?
It's going well, man. Oh, man, you had work cut out tonight and came home in second tonight.
Yeah, all the way from, qualifying to, Jeff was all over me there in qualifying. I think it was like 2 1,000ths or 4 1,000ths or something difference. And then heat race, he jumps out and gets the win. I was hammered down the whole heat race, and then feature, it was everything I could do, and I never could catch Blake. That one time that caution came out, it might have been a little bit unfortunate timing. I think with green flag, I was kind of working him a little bit, but the kid's just fast and consistent, and it's hard to, wait for a mistake because they usually don't come out of Blake.
Yeah, I noticed that you might have had a few more mistakes there than what he did, getting really close up there to that outside wall and grabbing it a couple times.
Yeah, I was pushing it for everything I could do, and it did involve scraping the wall. There's a few times, I think those steps at the flag stand, it sticks out just a tiny bit. I think I probably scraped that 7 or 8 times at least, but luckily it didn't jump out and grab me too hard, and I was able to finish. We'll take P2 anytime to those guys. It's a good night for us.
Yeah, as we always say, the competition is just so tough here at Coast to Coast, and you just got to take what you can and get in a podium. That's one thing, but to pull off what Blake did tonight, getting the three-peat, that's something else. And I know the type of heavy hitters that are here in the midgets. I wasn't sure if he was going to pull it off.
Yeah, he's just fast. I was joking with him after that race as we were pulling up for our photo that I was hoping maybe he'd put on some more weight going to college or something, but apparently that didn't happen because he's as fast as ever.
Maybe you need to start checking his cars out, seeing if he's got a few extra cubic inches in them things or something.
Yeah, I think it's just, talent and determination, actually. So hats off to him. He was fast.
Well, I mean, all you guys here are fast. It's just a matter of how the track plays into your guys' racing styles for that particular night. Great job keeping it straight.
I mean, it proved tonight, Cedar Lake, you can run multiple lines. You can switch it up. I mean, the high side kind of became dominant there, but sliders and stuff you could do if you got close enough. So it made it fun for sure.
You did a great job. You have sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting second place tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank, Malvern Bank. Everything they're doing to support us is great. Hammer Down Racing, Joe, Kurt, Brian, Mike, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, Regal Wraps, Fligger Farms, everybody, you for doing the broadcasts, everybody at Coast to Coast for helping out and doing all the stuff in the behind the scenes, posting on social media, standings, all the good stuff there that has to happen thanks to them.
Alrighty, great job there, Brandon. And we'll see how you do next week. I guess
hopefully we'll be back and go at it hard. So we'll see you then.
Yeah, well, I guess it would have been 2 weeks because next week's dirt is the dirt track week, or is the dirt track special thing next week for here at Coast to Coast. I mean, I know I'm saying it wrong. Super Dirt Modified Week, that's what it is, and we'll see how it plays out as we head into Memorial Day weekend here. Thank you all for coming out, watching, tuning in to Fleeger Farm TV on the pole here tonight. And with your winner of the race tonight, Blake Chapman, getting all 3, we're going to go ahead and sign it off. Thank you all again. Catch you next time.
Bye.